both sides of the story. 922-4112, 922-4113, 922-4114, and 922-4115. You can listen to both sides of the story on the Gleaner's website, www.go-jamaica.com, on your mobile phones at tunein.com or nobex.com, or by dialing 832-551-5045 or 213-493-0133 in the USA. If you're in the UK, you can dial 020-3519-0145, and in Germany 051-180-904044. Our email address is bothsides106 at live.com, and you can join us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, or link us up on Skype. We look forward to receiving your instant messages on MSN or Yahoo, and your text messages on 365-3346. Remember, we have two ears and one mouth, so we can listen twice as much as we speak. So stay with us as we listen to both sides of the story.
Both sides of the story.
Both sides of the story. Both sides.
Knowledge is power. Class is in session. Power 106.
It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. It was the age of wisdom. It was the age of foolishness. It was the epoch of belief. It was the epoch of incredulity. It was the season of light. It was the season of darkness. It was the spring of hope. It was the winter of despair. We had everything before us. We had nothing before us. We were all going direct to heaven. We were all going direct the other way. In short, the period was so far like the present period that some of its noisiest authorities insisted on its being received for good or for evil, in the superlative degree of comparison only.
Foes and foes of angel hair and ice cream castles in the air and feathers clouds that way, but now they only block the sun. They rain and snow on everyone. So many things I would have done, but clouds got in my way. I've looked at clouds from both sides now, from up and down, and still somehow it's clouds' illusions I recall. I really don't know clouds at all. Moons and Junes and Ferris wheels, the dizzy dancing way you feel when every fairy tale comes real. I've looked at love that way, but now it's just another show. You leave them laughing when you go, and if you care, don't let them know. Don't give yourself away. I've looked at love from both sides now, from green and blue, and still somehow it's love's illusions I recall. I really don't know love at all. Tears and fears and feeling proud to say I love you right out loud. Dreams and schemes and circus crowds. I've looked at life that way, but now old friends are acting strange. They shake their heads, they say I've changed. Well, something's lost, but something's gained in living every day. I've looked at life from both sides now, from win and lose, and still somehow it's life's illusions I recall. I really don't know life at all. Flows and flows of angel hair and ice cream castles in the air and feathered canyons everywhere. I've looked at clouds that way, but now they only block the sun. They rain and snow on everyone. So many things I would have done, but clouds got in my way. I've looked at clouds from both sides now.
Both Sides Now, Judy Collins. And before that, A Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens. 2021 to 2030 is the International Decade of Healthy Aging, the International Decade of Ecosystem Restoration, the International Decade of Ocean Science for Sustainable Development, and the Decade of Action for Road Safety. It's the 23rd day of the 6th month of 2021, the International Year of Peace and Trust, the International Year of Creative Economy for Sustainable Development, the International Year of Fruits and Vegetables, the International Year for the Elimination of Child Labor, and the International Year of Health and Care Workers. Put another way, it's the 23rd day of the first month of the 2021 Atlantic hurricane season, and we experienced some showers in the corporate area earlier on. Not sure if we'll get more later, we'll see. In this Disaster Risk Reduction Month, Road Safety Awareness Month, Brides Month, and Pride Month. In the United States, it's National Immigrant Heritage Month, National Caribbean American Heritage Month, and Caribbean Cuisine Month. Still in the US, June is being observed as Alzheimer's and Brain Awareness Month, Cataract Awareness Month, Myasthenia Gravis Awareness Month, Aphasia Awareness Month, Congenital Cytomegalovirus Awareness Month, Migraine and Headache Awareness Month, National Safety Month, Scleroderma Awareness Month, Post-Traumatic Stress Disorder, PTSD Awareness Month, Scoliosis Awareness Month, and Men's Health Month. We're in the middle of Caribbean American Legislative Week, Helen Keller Deafblind Awareness Week, and Productivity Week here in Jamaica. The Grand Duke's birthday is being celebrated in Luxembourg. It's Independence Day in Jura, Switzerland. Jonines, or Summer Solstice Night in Lithuania. Ligo Day in Latvia. The Midsummer Party is on in Denmark. It's Victory Day in Estonia. And Jonsok Sankthansaften in Norway. That's, put another way, Midsummer's Eve in Norway. It's International Widows Day. Hoy es miércoles el 23 de junio 2021 y les saludamos en cualquier parte del mundo que nos están escuchando en este momento. Estamos muy agradecidos por el don de la vida y el privilegio de servirles en otra edición de su programa Both Sides of the Story, ambos lados de la historia. Nunca vamos a tomar su audiencia por sentado porque sabemos que ustedes tienen otras opciones y esta es la razón por la cual jamás olvidamos darle las gracias por elegir Both Sides of the Story, ambos lados de la historia, de lunes a viernes desde las 2 hasta las 5 de la tarde, aquí en Power 106 FM. La misión continua para educar, capacitar, iluminar y estimular el espíritu empresarial. Bienvenidos.
Way you feel when every fairy tale comes real. I've looked at love that way.
C'est mercredi le 23 juin 2021 et nous vous saluons tous qui nous écoutez où que vous soyez dans le monde. Nous sommes reconnaissants du don de la vie ainsi que du privilège d'être à votre service pour une nouvelle édition de votre programme Both Sides of the Story, le pour et le contre. Nous ne considérons pas votre fidélité comme l'un de soi parce que nous savons que vous avez l'embarras du choix. C'est pourquoi nous n'oublions jamais de vous remercier de choisir d'écouter Both Sides of the Story, le pour et le contre, du lundi au vendredi de 2h à 5h de l'après-midi sur notre antenne Power 106 FM. Nous continuons notre mission d'éduquer, d'habiliter, d'éclairer et d'encourager l'esprit d'entreprise. Bienvenue.
That way. But now old friends are acting strange. Very sure.
All we're saying is it's Wednesday, the 23rd of June, 2021, and we greet you well, wherever in the world you are listening to us right now. We remain eternally grateful for the gift of life and the privilege to serve you on yet another edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story. We don't ever take your listenership for granted because we know you have choices. And that's why we never ever forget to remember to say thanks for choosing to listen to Both Sides of the Story, Monday to Friday, 2 to 5, right here on Power 106 FM. The mission continues to educate, empower, enlighten, and encourage entrepreneurship. Welcome.
Foes and foes of angel hair and ice cream castles in the air and feathered canyons everywhere. I've looked at clouds that way, but now they only block the sun. They rain and snow on everyone. So many things I would have done, but clouds got in my way.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
2:15.
The National Irrigation Commission Limited NIC is reminding the public that bathing, swimming, washing of clothes and motor vehicles is prohibited at their canals, dams and reservoirs. In fact, trespassing on the irrigation infrastructure is punishable by law under the Irrigation Act. A message from the National Irrigation Commission Limited. Irrigation, making the difference in agriculture.
Become the hero on the scene by taking the COVID vaccine. Get vaccinated as soon as you get all the facts. Don't listen to the rumors. This vaccine might just make it possible for teachers to sit face to face with schoolers. This vaccine make it safer for everybody, from the young to the elderly. Don't you want to go back to living normally when things were more orderly? And if you want to live a long good life, then we all have to do what's right. So let's get vaccinated along with the heroes on the front line.
a message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Moons and Junes and Ferris wheels, the dizzy dancing way you feel when every fairy tale comes real. I've looked at love that way, but now it's just another show. You leave 'em laughing when you go.
Good afternoon to those listening to us on 106.1, 106.3, 106.5, 106.7, and 106.9. From Moran Point to Negril Point, from the Goat Islands to Galena Point. This is Power 106 FM, serving Jamaica and the diaspora. Hello to those tuned in via the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Subscribers to onespotmedia.com also have access to both sides of the story, in particular and Power 106 FM in general. If you wish to dial a number to listen to Power 106 FM from the United States, please call 631-359-8281, 631-359, 631-359-8281. And if you're in the United Kingdom and you wish to dial a number to listen to Power 106 FM, your number is 0330-606-0953, 0330-606-0953. We're streaming live video on the Dervan Malcolm Facebook page and affiliated pages. If you're not there yet, log on to Facebook. In the search box atop the page, type Dervan Malcolm, and you will be able to watch both sides of the story. If you don't have a Facebook account, there's always YouTube. Log on to the YouTube website. And if you do that now, you should see this video trending. If you don't see it trending, then in the YouTube search box, type Dervan Malcolm, and you too will be able to watch both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM. We look forward to your feedback throughout the program, your thoughts, your ideas, your suggestions, your comments, your reflections, whatever is on your mind. Here are the numbers to call: 876-922-4112, 876-922-4113, 876-922-4114, and 876-922-4115. The text line, same as the WhatsApp number, 876-365-3346, which means you can send us your text messages, your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes, and you can call us via WhatsApp as well. That number, once again, 876-365-3346. We're all over social media: Facebook, Twitter, Skype, Instagram, LinkedIn, BBM, Yahoo Messenger, Tango, WhatsApp, Snapchat, TikTok, all over. Looking forward to your participation throughout. Let's greet the early birds. Sharon Richards on already. She says, good afternoon, Sir Malcolm. Listening in Savannah Lamar, Sharon Richards. Thank you very much, Sharon Richards in Savannah Lamar, Westmoreland, for joining us. Lynn Bailey says, good afternoon, Sir Dervan. Pleasant day to you and your family. I will listen and absorb. Loving your theme song. Thank you very much, Lynn Bailey, for your message. And all the others messaging us, keep those messages coming in. Ricardo in Glengoff, St. Catherine, good afternoon to you. Thank you very much for tuning in. Also messaging us, Clarky Bless in Huntstown, St. Mary. He says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. Happy Wednesday to you and your listeners. I think the government at this time is sending mixed signals to the nation, with only about 5% of the population, well, not quite 5. It's approximately 8%, which is still nowhere. We haven't reached anywhere yet with our vaccination program at that rate. So anyway, your message goes on. How can you be opening up the entertainment industry for everyone? For everyone, will the persons attending these events follow the protocols? What will happen to the 95% who are not vaccinated? Again, your figure is incorrect, Clarky Bless in Huntstown, St. Mary. It's more than 5% vaccinated. But again, that's cold comfort, because 8% is nothing to write home about either. Still a lot of work to be done. His message goes on, I think this move will serve as a super spreader. Thank you for your message, Clarky Bless in Huntstown, St. Mary. We make decisions in this life, and whatever happens, we have to deal with the consequences of those decisions that we make. And that's really what it boils down to, quite frankly. Decisions have to be made one way or another. And the hope always is that the decisions, especially when we're dealing with a pandemic, are buttressed by a high level of scientific rigor, and that all the permutations are taken into consideration, and that we have a series of redundancies in the process. We're not talking about people losing their jobs. We're talking about backups and backup systems and procedures and ways in which, whether logistics, uh, emergency services, the whole works, everything must be put on the table when making life-changing decisions. In the final analysis, we live or die by the decisions we make, literally and figuratively. Let's see what happens. Thank you very much, Clarky Bless in Huntstown, St. Mary, for your message on WhatsApp. And well, here's an event that we would normally associate with, thanks to the team at the Mona Social Services UE Community Film Project, the GATFest Film Festival, the Greater Augustown Film Festival. Looks like we'll be able to watch it on PlayGo tomorrow, and from tomorrow until Friday, the 2nd of July. This is good news. Congratulations to the GATFest team and the partnership, the PlayGo partnership with Digicel. Looking forward to that. Thank you for that update, Angela Thame. Let's see if we can talk about that next week. Hold on, let's just double check something here. Thursday the 24th, that's tomorrow, yes. Well. Maybe we will have to make that link today, but that's a useful event that has been training young people in Augustown and other communities. They have broadened their reach to other communities, what are called inner city communities or vulnerable communities. And they've been getting these, because, nobody is more dramatic than a Jamaican, right? We're just good like that when it comes on to the dramatics. So they have been going into the communities and finding some potential actors. There are training people to do videography, cinematography, everything that has to do with film, television, lighting, set, props, the whole works. And we've been developing quite a cadre of professionals in these areas. Some of them have already found job opportunities at our television stations, and also the couple of film companies that we have in Jamaica. So this is a very useful event, and we're happy that it's happening, if even virtually this year. But we're happy we'll be able to access it on PlayGo. Thank you very much for that bit of information, Angela Thame. Let's see who else is on board with us. Hello to Claudette Delahaye. Is she still in Michigan? I think so, somewhere in Michigan. Hello to you. And let's see, going through quite a few messages, some of them not relevant to the program right now, but if we don't clear them, then they tend to take up space, so to speak, where we don't get to read your messages. Right. All right, let's go to the phone lines. 876-922-4112, 876-922-4113, 876-922-4114, and 876-922-4115. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Hello?
Greetings. How are you?
Okay then. I have around 4 quick points, you see?
Sure. Point number one.
What happened, you see?
Mm-hmm.
The Prime Minister opened all the beach them from 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago.
Yes.
And when you go to the public beach in Ocho Rios.
Which one is that?
You know the one at the plaza there, I call it?
Oh, that's yes, I know that. What's the name of that plaza?
It's a UDC
yes.
beach, you know.
Yes.
And it's very cheap, $250.
Yes.
Open to the public. But when you go there, the security guard tell you say it closed.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that means not all beaches are open then.
So when I call UDC, them told me that them still no deal with the protocols as yet and blah blah blah.
Oh.
So I asked them, so how you open up Duns River Falls so long ago?
Well, maybe
understand?
because the protocols are in place at Duns River Falls.
Yeah, but it's still UDC Beach. And Duns River Falls opened before the Prime Minister announced the opening of all the beach.
They would have had to have sought permission and their properties would have had to have been checked. The property would
Yeah,
have had
but
to have
Duns
been
River
checked.
Falls is $1,000, and the beach in the plaza in Ochi is just $250.
What about the others? Is that just that you prefer that one to the other public
No,
beaches?
true. You know, that's so kind of reasonable. Sometimes you don't have $1,000 to go to.
Well, you
Duns
don't have to
River
pay.
Falls.
What about the one going down? What's the name of that area? Hope I'm not mixing up the areas, am I?
Okay.
Maybe I am, sorry. I think
All right, there's the
yes.
next one when you call Puerto Rico Beach.
Yes.
Yes.
Well,
when
that
I-
has been sold to a private entity.
Yeah, Gazman Limited. But when I call there, them say it open, but it's $2,000 for one person.
Oh.
$2,000 to go to Puerto Rico Beach.
Yeah. Well, it's
for one person.
That's why it's private.
So
The public ones, there really is no charge for public beaches, except that they still need to maintain the beaches. So they usually ask for a minimum, like you've been saying, 200 or
yes,
how much,
That's why I was wondering why they don't open up the beach, man, because the sun is so hot and it's summertime now.
You said you called UDC, you didn't call SADCO directly, St. Anne Development Company. That's
Yes,
the
I call them too. Them say me the same thing. But me I say, the sun is so hot and you have this pretty beach in front of you and you can't go in there.
Yeah, well, you could speculate as well that I wonder if it's just a way of because of COVID-19 and everything else that come with that, and maybe scale down staff and so on. Maybe some of the staff who would normally be there. This is me speculating now. Maybe some of the staff that would normally be there are now operating at Duns River, and Duns River being the main attraction for them. I'm just speculating on that, but I what's her name? I need to speak. Oh gosh, I know
I
the
have
name.
a strong suspicion that that UEC is going to sell out that beach to a private sector too.
Which one?
The same one in the
plaza.
In the plaza, because the Puerto Rico beach was owned by UDC, and them sell it to Gazman, and it's $2,000 for one person. So if you have a wife and three child, you have to have $3,000.
Yeah.
So according to how this country run, it look like the country are gonna squeeze the poor people into a corner,
No, well, there is, if you go to the National Environment and Planning Agency, NEPA website, there's an exhaustive list, a long list of beaches right around the island, public beaches.
Okay.
So it's just a matter of identifying the ones in your area, but the government has a duty to ensure that the members of the public have access to beach facilities, and that's most.
But when you go to Ochi, right? The beach them lock off from the ordinary people.
Yeah, well, maybe we need to find out. Farah Blake, that's the name I'm trying to remember. I think she's still with UDC. Farah Blake, SADCO. Maybe could put through a call to her to find out what why that beach is closed. I'll check on that one for you. You said 4 things. That's number 1.
Yes.
Let's look at the time. Hold on, please.
They rain and so many.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
2:31.
If there was a time to think about your future, to think about securing you and your family, to start that journey, that time is now with people you can trust. At Bulwark Insurance Agency, service is not what we do, it's who we are. We understand what it means to work together to exceed your expectations. Bulwark Insurance Agency, insurance made easy.
Win big this summer Enter the Gleaner Star Luxurious Escape Competition. Win the grand prize of 2 weekends for two at an all-inclusive hotel plus $25,000 in groceries, weekly cash prizes, and more. Buy a printed copy of the Gleaner Star. Enter the serial number at the front page by texting 876-322-7967 or online at gleanerluxury.com. Competition runs from June 6 to July 10, 2021. See the Gleaner and the Star for details. Your luxurious escape awaits.
At all. Moons and Junes and Ferris wheels.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Are you through with the beaches or are you moving on to something else
next
now?
thing, you see?
Yes.
I heard about the free stage show supposed to keep on the 1st of next month. Where? What time?
I don't know. I don't know enough about that. I actually heard that long after we covered Parliament yesterday. I didn't realize that such an announcement was made, that there's an event on the 1st of July, which is next week, Thursday. I believe, though, that it would be, I think I heard something about Fort Charles in Port Royal.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. It's a free thing, no?
I don't know enough. I've just picked up a couple pieces of information. One, that there's supposed to be an event put on by the government on the 1st of July. And two, I picked up that it should be at Fort Charles. I don't know. Don't quote me on any of those because I don't have any official documentation.
Okay. Anyway, the next thing, you see?
Yes.
I respect every woman who have a baby. A baby mother in Jamaica is a very important thing, you know? And if a woman even have 10 children,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to say nothing. I'm not going to curse her and say, oh, she poor and she have 10 people. I'm not going to say that. It's a very important thing she do, and she's a very important person to me, you know.
Yes.
To me, I don't know, you know, and I think the government of Jamaica should follow what them do in Canada and England. When a woman have children and she's not working, I think the government needs to step in and take care of the children.
But that's not that. But
I respect a woman. Hello?
Remember, we've had discussions about that before on this program, that yes, we can run infomercials about family planning, etc., and we have been doing that for decades in this country. In the final analysis, people will do what people do. And no matter whether they do what some people consider to be the right thing or the wrong thing or the appropriate thing or the inappropriate thing, the state always has a duty to protect the people and to provide for the people. It's inescapable. And just as it is elsewhere, we have provisions in Jamaica for the care and protection of children, families, every single person resident on this island.
Really?
Yeah.
So we are doing a similar thing. We are doing a similar thing like Canada and England.
Similar doesn't necessarily mean the same. In the same way, similar in terms of the type of service. Let's just say family services for argument's sake. The state has different arms that deals with family services, which is the same. The Canada has state agencies which deal with family services. And
I think the government need to do more on looking after children and ladies with baby who not working, you know, because you have all type of woman out there, you know. You have woman who just thinking about education, want to go to university.
And you don't see anything wrong with that, right?
No, I say you have all type of woman out there. You have all type of people, you know, because you have a lady like this now. All she wants is a doctorate. She wants a degree. She wants to go to school She want to study and get education. And she don't want no pitney. She don't really want no child.
But you also
And you
have
a
those
next
who
woman
want
now.
both.
Eh?
You have those who want both. They want to get the education and
And
they also want to have a family.
yes, but maybe they might want one child also. But you have a woman out there now who willing to have 10 children and thing, but she not working. But I think multiplication is a very important thing. 'Cause you have to have the population going. You can't. The population have to keep going. You have to have children out there and things. So I think the government should step up more on taking care of the ladies.
Oh, you're thinking then in terms of what happens in Canada and to some extent in the United States, where the state provides, depending on how many children you have, there are provisions, funds to take care of those children. That's what you're referring to.
Yes, but look,
or to encourage, that can encourage, because Canada has a dwindling population, by the way. Canada.
Well, it's not only Canada.
I know.
England take care of children too,
Our population, we've seen in Jamaica as well a reduction in the number of children.
Yeah, but look on Singapore. Singapore is around 14 times smaller than this country. And Singapore have 6 million people.
Yeah, it's one of the most densely populated countries in the world.
Yeah, and Jamaica is not overpopulated, Jamaica is underpopulated, Most people in Jamaica pack up in St. Catherine and Kingston,
St. Catherine is Jamaica's most populous parish.
Yes.
More people live in St. Catherine than any other parish in Jamaica.
When you go into other parish, sometimes you drive for miles before you see one person.
Yes.
So Jamaica is not overpopulated.
So you are encouraging
yes,
more of us multiplying.
Yes, and the government must step in and take care of the ladies who have children who are not working, man. They must take care of the ladies.
What about those listening to us and saying, what is this man talking about? What about personal responsibility and making sure you can afford children before you start having them?
No, man. All of us must come as one, man. The government must draw even an extra tax from people's salary to help the ladies who have children, man. Because children is very important, And I'm going to give an example.
Yes.
I was reading about Pastor Blair life story.
Which one of them?
The one Blair.
Yes.
His mother, I think she have 8 children, no? And she was a very poor lady, and she have 8 children. And the doctor warned her not to have no more. The doctor said that she must tie off, and she refused. And she go and get a next child. And guess who born? No? Guess who born?
Which one of them?
Pastor one Blair born. You see that though? Eh?
I hear you.
One Blair born.
I was with his daughter over the weekend.
Okay.
Yes, doing some emceeing duties online.
Okay.
Nadine Blair.
You see that? Yes. And Nadine Blair wouldn't ban if Pastor one Blair didn't ban, don't it?
So how?
No, not one Blair.
Is it was a Ronald?
No, Errol Blair.
You're mixing up the Blairs, man.
Yeah, man. Errol Blair.
Yes, so many you can't remember which one.
It is the most populous Blair.
Popular?
Yeah, he's the most popular one. And he was the last child, right? And he come from a very poor family, right? So what I'm saying to you, when you see a child born into a poor family, man, you need to respect that child and respect the woman who have the child. And government must step in, man. And the billionaires and the millionaires in Jamaica, they need to contribute, man, and stop hug up the millions of dollars and go on like a miser. You know what I mean?
But isn't it their money? Aren't they free to do whatever they feel like doing with their money?
Yeah, yes, but I mean,
And a lot of them will tell you they might not come on TV or radio or are written about in the papers, but a lot of them behind the scenes are contributing to the schooling of a lot of our children. They're those who make sure they visit the school and the bursar gets the money for the student, and but they don't want any publicity at all. There are a lot of rich people like that right here in Jamaica.
Okay, that is very good.
Mm.
Because what the sense you're a multi-millionaire and you just hug up the little cash that you have, so you just hug it up so and squeeze it and and I go on like a little miser, You have to let off on the poor people, them man, like all the children, them and the ladies, them who not working, man, and
Well,
take care. You know what I mean?
Maybe not in the way you put it about let off, but
I mean,
essentially
help them, man.
contribute,
Help people, man. Help
contribute
people.
in a formal way to
Yeah,
this.
man, contribute,
Yeah.
man, contribute
Yes.
contribute to the poor children, them, man.
But there are
Because,
those who do. A lot of them do, and
mm,
through their businesses and companies, all these
well,
scholarships
to
that are
me,
provided,
I
etc.
see a lot of children out there, I walk and I sell on the road and I hustle and I beg on the stoplight and I,
But there's a law against that. That in and of itself needs to be brought to the attention
the
of the
government need to step in,
children's
man.
advocate,
But the government need to step in.
because children, youth of a certain age are not supposed to be out there on the
Yeah, but
street.
the government need to step in, man. The government need to step in. The government is too lazy, man. They need to step in those things, man. You know?
Yes.
Look about the family, man. Look about the poor family, them. Okay, then. Thank
Yeah.
you very much.
Thanks for the call. All the best. Take care. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Jack says, good afternoon, Dervan. He should work to take care of the ladies and their children. Why should the burden be on taxpayers? Oh dear. Well, Jack, I won't read the rest of the message because I don't know that you have the requisite the requisite means to come to that conclusion. So we won't read that part of your message. But thank you very much. Thank you very much for your message on YouTube. Thank you, Jack. There's another message we're seeing here. Our colleague, don't know if she would want me to call her full name, but one of our colleagues at Power 106 says, what I notice here in Jamaica is that the people who can afford to have children aren't the ones having a lot. The ones who can't afford it have the most. Government needs to step in and hold these parents accountable. Thank you very much for your message. Some more coming in. Hello, Jeannie Chambers. Good afternoon to you. Bless up to you too. Jacqueline Simmons says, good afternoon. Blessings. Blessings, Jacqueline Simmons. Cherry Henry says, good afternoon, Mr. Dervan and listeners. Summer is here. Hot, hot day. Yes, indeed. That's why they call it summer. Junior Jabari, good afternoon to you. Thanks for joining us. Steve in Toronto, Canada, greets us and wants us to say hello to Miss Emma Wellington in Pembroke Hall. Hello, Miss Emma Wellington in Pembroke Hall. Junior Jabari says, I don't think it's conscionable, though, to have children knowing you can't afford to take care of them and just sit idly by saying it's the government's responsibility to take care of them if I can't. That's ridiculous and ludicrous, says Junior Jabari. Jennifer in Kencott says, good afternoon, Sir Dervan. Please send shout out to my daughter, Nurse Hewitt in Mandeville. Hello, Nurse Hewitt in Mandeville, Manchester, from your mom, Jennifer Stewart from Q Road in Kencott. Steve McDonald in Canada says, Dervan Malcolm, the Prime Minister, yesterday suggested a physical distance separation of 40 square feet, which is a little over 3 yards. I find that to be a lot of space, and the math is not adding up as to how much the church would reach 70% with such physical distance requirements. Thank you for your perspective, Steve. One moment, please.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
2:47.
The future is electric vehicles, and the future is already here. We are Evergo, the largest and most sophisticated network of charging stations. We have created a network to get you where you want, safely and reliably, moving Jamaica towards a sustainable future. Go wherever you want, and Evergo will be very close, filling you with the desire to continue discovering your destination. Find out more at evergonet.com or evergo_Jamaica on Instagram. Connected forward.
You asked, we listened. You said you wanted back the additional hour. Dear Pastor returns to its usual time from 10 p.m. until midnight.
Oh boy,
Your thoughts on topical issues, relationship matters, questions you want answered, pertinent advice. It all comes together on Dear Pastor with Reverend Dr. Aaron Dumas.
Pastor, some men just feel that what they have in their pants is enough.
He returns to keep your company from 10 p.m. until midnight, right here on Power 106 FM.
When every fairy tale comes.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Live on your smart devices all over the world, taking your calls on 876-922-4112, 876-922-4113, 876-922-4114, and 876-922-4115. The text line, same as the WhatsApp number, 876-365-3346, 876-365-3346. The email address, both sides 106 at live.com, both sides 106 at live.com. Miss Heaven, no one has responded to your request for suitcases just yet. We haven't seen any responses yet. We'll keep you posted. Another one, good day, Dervan. There are a lot of us who are mentally ill and are quiet. Well, you have a word here which we'll rather not use, so we'll say mental illness does not mean you have to be loud. Ministry of Health needs to do more education on mental illness in the country. Thank you very much for your message. Yes, mental illness is a big problem globally, not least of all here in Jamaica. And it's something we need to take into consideration in terms of how we relate to others. Let's go to Curtis on WhatsApp. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm, and everyone listening. You know, I used to have the same views of persons who are poor should not have children, should not have a lot of children. But I changed my views because enough progressive persons in society today, they are coming from poor people. If most progressive people, so I'm thinking that they can have children. I would caution because rich people, they are not having any. Because so if it was pure rich people in Jamaica right now, the population would die out long time. Because many who are wealthy don't have any children. So I'm thinking that give them the support that they need, and at the same time caution them that they do whatever they do with some level of responsibility. Yes, Mr. Malcolm. And the next point now, I'm a farmer. I do chicken and things like those. So over the past few months, there's shortage in the market. We cannot get chicken. For us to really get chicken, we have to order all 3-4 store for us to really get a few chicken to really put in our coops. So based on that, you know that if I used to do 200 or 500, then more time I cannot really do no more than like about 52, because some places you don't really get as much chicken, so we don't certain what we're going to get. So suppose I know she really go and take out some ads in the cleaner, and with the RGR communication group to really advertise that I have chicken, that I have chicken, persons to really come and come chicken, I have chicken. You don't think I should be a part of the psychiatric clinic at the Bellevue Hospital?
Why? Oh, why?
But if I know that there's a shortage in the chicken market, I cannot get chicken, and I know that I won't be able to really get the amount, the supply. It is doubtful that I may get like 100 if I want 100. And I'm going to take out ads in the Glean and all over the place and say persons to really come for chicken.
No, but if you're putting an ad in the paper, if you're putting an ad in the paper for chicken, then you must have chicken.
Yeah. Yes. So basically, if I don't have it and I don't certain if I'm gonna get chicken, that I gotta have chicken for the next 6 weeks, and I go and take out ad, I should be a part of a psychiatric clinic at the Bellevue Hospital.
No, it just means your planning and your inventory and your logistics are way off. And maybe you're in the wrong business. I remember some years ago when I was hearing in Jamaica about our chicken companies being out of chicken, and I was saying on radio that just doesn't make any sense. If you're in the chicken business, how do you run out of chicken? I can understand with this pandemic, there has been a significant impact. But outside of that, at the time when we were hearing about a chicken shortage some years ago, I just didn't get it. I'm like, I mean, how, if that is your business, how do you run out of it?
Well, the producer think there's a little trick behind it when they run out, Mr. Malcolm. You know, so they can run out. But if they wouldn't be the problem. I would be the problem. That knowing that it is not possible, or maybe it is 50% or even 30% possible, I may get 1,000 chicken. And I have suppliers more exceeded 1,000 where you can't take more than 1,000. And I go and take out ads and say I have chicken. And persons come and pack up on my gate and all over and start to call and say,
that's your problem. That's your problem. You'll have to deal with that on a personal level.
Yeah, I would.
Because you are obviously counting your chickens before they hatch.
Yes, I would really need to really get some psychiatric treatment. So I'm saying that the Ministry of Health now, they know that vaccine is scarce on the world market. They don't sure that they would get as much vaccine to vaccinate not a little percent of the population. Oh, they go all over, take $400 million, take out ads all over the place and say, come for vaccine, come and get your shot. And they know that there's a shortage at the world market.
Yeah, well, we did deal with this matter yesterday, but essentially it comes down to management. The great management guru, Peter Drucker, once said, those who seek to lead but fail to manage will become either irrelevant or dangerous, not only to themselves, but to their organization. So it all boils down to management. It requires a level of planning. It requires a level of certainty up to a point. You should know how many people have already received the first dose. And if the concentration is on those people mostly to get their second dose, then you should know how many will be coming out to get their, or should be coming out to get their second doses. And then you should have a reservoir. You should have a reserve. You should have. You should still have an overflow. Considering that there will be people who will turn up anyway, because the general thinking of the government is that no one should really be turned away. And with that mentality, people will go even if they have no appointment, no arrangement. They will just turn up to try and get vaccinated. But having said that, as he said, you would have had to make provisions for those as well, not with a great level of certainty, but just from the standpoint of understanding that based on the trend, what would have happened in the past, that you would have a situation where you'll have more people turning up than there are vaccines. You still need to make some provisions for that, but importantly, in whatever public service announcement you would have paid for, radio, TV, print, etc., to make it clear, social media included, to make it clear that if you are not on the list of those to be vaccinated, those to be to receive the second dose, then there are no guarantees. You just have to spell it out. There are no guarantees above the number that we have provisioned for. So if you know you're not on the list or you haven't been notified officially, please stay home. But don't give people the impression that you have it covered, and then people turn up. And never mind that you will always have those who will turn up just to try and get in, even if there are no provisions, just to get in. But you want to make sure that you are very clear in your communication strategy, because you don't want a situation where you have so many people coming out and you have to turn them back in a country where we are experiencing a high level of vaccine, what is called vaccine hesitancy. People iffing and butting about whether they should take the vaccine. You want to ensure that when they do turn out, that you have more than enough to meet those needs.
And you quote something. Continually. Don't remember the quoting, but you say those who seek to lead and
fail to manage
become
irrelevant, and not only irrelevant but dangerous to their organization and to the society.
You know what I hear the communicator Andrew Mason say once. The Caribbean is suffering from a leadership. He's in a leadership crisis.
That's not unique. Sadly, yes, but it's not unique to the Caribbean. One moment, please.
The Time by Medical Disposables and Supplies Limited, an official distributor of 3M Healthcare Solutions, 83 Hagley Park Road, Kingston 10, is 3 p.m.
3 o'clock.
Tune into Farm Talk, 6:18 to 6:35 a.m. the first Tuesday of every month, and 6:18 to 6:45 p.m. the last Tuesday of every month for First Hand in the Field. Real issues, real solutions. Join the Newport First Hand team in the field as they identify problems and tell you how to address them. First Hand in the Field. Real issues, real solutions is brought to you by Newport First Hand Jamaica Limited, the first on the land.
Somehow it's life's illusions I recall. I really don't know life at all. Foes and foes of angel hair and ice cream castles in the air and feathered canyons everywhere. I've looked at clouds that way, but now they only block the sun. They rain and snow on everyone. So many things I...
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Thanks for holding. Please continue.
Yes, Mr. Malcolm. I'm saying that there is a tug of war in Parliament now. Of someone where they are uncomfortable with sitting on this side and that side. That same man give a interview with the Gleaner. Is it Gleaner? But one of them, in which he said to the person that were interviewing him that he don't really believe in abuse against women and children. He don't believe in that. And he said that he's supposed to be a part of some committee in Parliament that is really working on that bill to really something that had to do with abuse against women and children. So I'm saying
don't know about him being a part of a committee right now. He has resigned from the Jamaica Labour Party, and as it is now, he's an independent candidate, independent MP, who obviously still has still favors the governing party.
Yes. So I'm saying that up to recently give that interview, he's saying that he don't really believe in abuse against women. So I'm saying that since somebody in a video fit the description of a name that bear his name, that was
no, we don't know. We have to remember, and we've been saying this from the very beginning, that there, until and unless new information is brought to the fore that can definitively say that this person did this thing, we would be in the realms of speculation.
Yeah, none of us can say it is such person. But
in addition to the fact that yes, there is evidence of those two individuals, male and female, who would have gone to the police to report on each other, to complain about each other, and that is on record. There's no doubt about that. But the extent, in terms of the details, it's one thing to say this person harassing me or this person did whatever. It's another thing to then say, and I am pressing charges, or another thing for the police to say, we have the tape, we have the evidence, and on that basis, we are going to act. And in addition to that, the lawyers will tell you, especially those who do constitutional laws, etc. Constitutional lawyers will tell you that the system is so set up that while you can try to prevail upon a person to, as we say, do the right thing, there is no basis at this moment to effectively eject this individual from the lower house of Parliament. So it's just one of those situations which should cause the very legislators themselves to look at ways and means of in the future, hopefully the very near future, dealing with members of Parliament who, but again, you would still need the evidence. So there would still need to be that evidence. So it remains problematic either way.
So, seeing, speculation all around and person saying allegation all around, why that individual do all an interview and they don't clear his name because he say he don't believe he's against abuse against women and children. Then see why that individual don't say it wasn't me in the video. I know persons are saying things it wasn't me in the video. Why that person choose to keep silent? And I'm saying that we can see what is going around, Mr. Malcolm. We just hear about just the one person up in the one lady up in Clarendon there that lose her life, but there's more, Mr. Malcolm. One buried just last week, just up in the same place there, that lose her life over the same domestic violence. So on a point where we are in a crisis right now. So we just don't want even the very thought of knowing that just having the thought of knowing that someone that do anything like that. So if we come out and clear a name, they are part of our taxpayer package or thing like that.
Well, here's the thing.
Come out and clear a name and say it is not me.
Well, here's the thing. We are still a country of laws, and the rule of law is supposed to take precedence in this country, and it goes right across the board, whether we are suspects or accused or found guilty, whatever. The laws of this country provide for all of us, and there are those of us who will use the law in such a way that it works in our favor, because the law has certain provisions. For example, self-incrimination. As we have been hearing, you have a right not to incriminate yourself. So not to say anything. In other words, remember, the Miranda thing that they recite. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney, etc., etc., etc. So if I have the right to remain silent and I choose to remain silent, there's nobody on earth who can get me to speak. If I don't make that conscious decision to speak.
Yeah, but don't really say I, Mr. Malcolm. I know you're a man of shame and integrity. So if there are certain things go wrong, you just
that's speaking hypothetically. No, that's speaking hypothetically, not literally.
Okay. For right now, Mr. Malcolm, that will never happen in life. But I am a person. I am a person of. Christian person, and if I should really shovel a little minor, I don't want no liar to defend me. I will have to she would step aside. I wouldn't really take a liar to go defend me after when I know I do something wrong. You see what I'm saying? Because it is there's a lie, you must have a liar, but I wouldn't need no liar because I do something wrong. I would just confess my wrong and just step aside, Mr. Malcolm.
There's a saying.
Any position, anything, I just step aside.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir. I'm a person with shame. I'm a person with shame. So shame would allow me to really just step aside. I couldn't really just be a face up there and I know that I do something wrong. So I'm saying, where is it in our leadership, many of our leaders in our country, our politicians and those? They don't have nothing named shame. Where is it? In America politics, before the former president, when politicians do anything, politicians step down, even when they don't do it. From there's an allegation against the name, they step down and the investigation take its course and them step aside. Well, our country, our politicians don't have that. They would fight it to the very end. I already catch their hand and the thing they fight it to the very end, Mr. Malcolm.
Because the laws of the land allow for that. So
what happened to shame and integrity?
Yeah, well, that is the moral question, which is an issue we dealt with from the outset when this issue came up, that you're really looking at two scenarios. Either you're going to take a moral position or a legal position. And in this instance, obviously, a legal position has been taken. And there are provisions in the law. So it is what it is. But There's a quotation I'm remembering from the what's it called? The Crucible. Don't know if you've ever read that book. The Crucible. I think it was a play years ago. Did it in school. There's a line that says, "The pure in heart need no lawyers. The pure in heart need no lawyers." Maybe we can leave it there for now because we have
blessing.
Yes.
Blessing.
Thank you.
Have a nice day.
You too. I think it was Danforth who said those words in The Crucible. The pure in heart need no lawyers. Good afternoon to Dr. Elaine Grant Bryan of the eponymous Elaine Bryan Foundation. She's going to be joining us on Diaspora Connection, Diaspora Check-in at 4:30 this afternoon. Looking forward to that. Steve in Toronto, Canada says, "I am concerned with the rapid pace of reopening, especially in the entertainment industry, considering the low rate of vaccination." Thank you for your message, Steve. David Allen says, "I highly respect ladies who have several children. These women are like female gods. Government should take care of the very poor ones." Nicola in Mandeville, Manchester is greeting us. Good afternoon. Let's go to the phone lines once again. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Thank you very much, sir. After that marathon, oh boy, what a say. I really agree that it's only a mad person would advertise a product that they don't have. He who leads, he who want to lead, must also be willing to be led, even by a child. And that child, what was hidden from the wise and prudent advisors, is the little child's experience in the village that they live. So the Prime Minister can be led by the children. The things that affect them, he will learn from it and know how to address it, rather than just have some people advise him all the while and pass on laws and handed things down to them.
How do you know all the people who would have advised the Prime Minister one way or another? How would you know that no young person, no child would have maybe sent a letter which was received and read or otherwise?
Because I don't have such invitation to the children.
Oh.
So, but I have said...
For the children, we have seen stories in the past of children who have written to the Prime Minister and he has met with them or invited them to Jamaica House. There have been a few of those.
There was a junior parliament.
No, we're not talking junior parliament now. We're just talking young people who would have written and the Prime Minister would have responded to them.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I'm telling you factually because I know about that. I read it and I saw it as well.
I'm not disputing it. I said I don't know.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that the junior...
So you can't speak generally then. One moment, please.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
3:15. Class is in session on Hits 92 FM and Power 106 FM. Join Hits 92 FM from Monday to Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. and Power 106 FM on Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. for class time. Fun, interactive, educational content for students from the early childhood to secondary level. We take you to school on a wide range of subjects, including language arts, literacy, mathematics, civics, religious education, and others, all from the comfort of your home. Class time on Hits 92 FM and Power 106 FM is brought to you in partnership with the Ministry of Education, Youth, and Information.
Yes, Raskava. So it means you can't make a sweeping statement then.
No, I base what I said on my experience, and that's the only truth I have.
No, but you let's not prolong this because you're just doing what you normally do, Raskava. So continue.
Move on, right?
Yes.
That little child to advise the Prime Minister. And I thought those youth parliamentarians would have made presentation that would have been discussed in the General Parliament of things that affected them. I don't hear of it happening, so my experience is what I am talking about.
Yeah, well, it has happened and it's still happening.
So how we never hear upon the news what was presented by the youth parliament?
Google it, Raskava, Google it.
When we hear the radio station is echoing what the Prime Minister said and what other cabinet members said, why didn't they do the same thing so with the youth then?
It has been reported in the printed press and also on the electronic media and also in social media.
Newspaper, when they wrap up piece of saltfish come a country.
But you seem to be quite adept in using the phone that you have. The same as you would use it to forward messages on WhatsApp and otherwise. It can be used for other reasons.
Thank you for the reminder, sir. I'll work on it.
Yes, sir.
But the Prime Minister have made some protocol laws that he himself knows it's not going to work.
Oh, really? You're in the Prime Minister's head now.
No, man. We know things that is practical, things that is totally not practical. Yes. One or two of them I can point out.
Yes.
Is the social distancing in school. I went to a school as early as yesterday, and I saw some of the children then ramping, hugging up, choking each other jokingly, and some wearing masks, some don't. So I said to a teacher, how is this social distancing in school working? She said, impossible. That is impossible. Then having her hearing it from the teacher, which I observed the same thing too, I have no reason to doubt her saying, nah, go work. Because children no business with protocols, not seeing their friends for so long, and they want to see them every day, and them have their things that they share in common. That now social distancing in school now go work.
That's why biologically they're made up the way they are. There are provisions for the child who will just pick up something and put in the mouth and eat, even if it's not something edible. Yeah, and the child will survive. There are children who because they like to play will break their limbs, leg, arm, etc. But because they're at that stage, at certain stages, they're born at that they're born with more bones than we have as adults, and so they can easily reset, and you don't even know the child had a broken arm or a broken leg. So the children themselves enjoy a level of immunity. There is a level of immunity built in. There is a level of immunity, which is why immunization at early ages, at the baby stage, which we have benefited from over the years, etc. Also, the experts tell us that because of the level, and again, this has to do with the height of the children, the age group, depending on the age group, the adults are less likely to pass on, say, COVID-19 if they get it. The children are less likely to pass it on to adults, and the adults, and vice versa, because they're at different levels. They're breathing in different spaces. In terms of height, stature, the adults, generally speaking, nothing is 100%, but generally speaking, the adults are breathing in a particular space. The children are breathing in a particular space. The two might very well meet, depending on the environment, whether it's open air or in a classroom setting, indoors. So the experts have said a lot. If we read there, you can always check on that, Raskava, that the children, yes, we want them to get into the habit of wearing the mask and physical distancing, so that they learn that discipline. But for the most part, if you check the statistics, you'd recognize, yes, we have lost some of them, but you would, and that's sad, always sad. The loss of a single life is to be regretted. But they tend to be more protected than the rest of us, or more likely to survive than the rest of us.
You know, as I was saying that, you know, that's one of the, no, before I go, I don't know if your mother who taught you so much will tell you about when a child is falling off the bed, you know, so the floor come up to meet that child.
I I don't know about that, but the child falls anyway.
That's why when the child fall off a bed, they never end up getting very serious injuries.
I don't know about the floor coming to meet them.
Well,
the floor is inanimate.
This is a new one that you learned today.
I could understand if you said the hand of God or something like that.
Then what else could make the floor come meet the picnic in midair? And dog don't bite baby unless that dog is mad.
Yeah, which is why they usually euthanize. Well, or what's the term? There's a proper term they use. But let's put them to sleep when they do attack children, because it means something is wrong.
Right. That's the other thing that the Prime Minister know would not work is the 6 feet distance in the motor vehicle, or the man then carry one less. I traveled in a one the first time going to Mandeville since last year, COVID year. I go to Mandeville, and I generally take a taxi to Pour them, and take one from Pour them, go to Galdeville. And
that's a new place. Only Raskava. Sorry. Please continue with the story.
I took a taxi from down here, and luckily my wish came through. I got the front seat. I come out and it, I Pour them. There was a one ready to Mandeville with the front seat vehicle, and me jump in it too. So I was not bungled up with anybody.
Yes.
But me I say, well, yeah, hopefully this is my lucky day and my first day of taking taxi. When they come, the woman them always go on a front seat. Every man open the door for them, show them in want a front. Anyway, 3 of us leave from Galdeville, come to Pour them. I was not clustered at that door. When they come Clarendon now, the man has stopped, take up one when 3 are we in there already, you know. So Mr. Bridget, you're not obeying your Prime Minister's law and the COVID that you should carry one less. Instead the Prime Minister come buy me gas with there. So that will not work. The taxi man them now pass a passenger and have space in the car and don't take them up. Me not see that they want yet.
Well, for what it's worth, we haven't had any centralized outbreaks within the transportation system, and perhaps the reason for that is because it's a transient sector. You get on, you get off, and you may or may not catch something while you're on, depending on how you comport yourself or the nature, the kind of how that period of time that you spent within that vehicle would have unfolded. So there's no outbreak of any COVID-19 or any COVID-19 cluster anywhere that can be linked up to now. We've never heard of it that can be linked to the public transportation system.
But remember, you see, when the transportation system, when I run out, you run in, right? And they don't sanitize those seats when a passenger get out before another one come in. So you don't know the person who just got out and hold on from the front seat. When the man mash him brake, automatically him have to hold on from the back of the front seat. It will balance up. So that sector have the most people traveling in and out of it than any other vehicle. So that is a risky way of moving to, because she and your lady and the grandkid them traveling at that. You don't know who then just meet, what they have and all of that.
Well, this is why, because you can't have a transport authority inspector traveling on every vehicle, if at all. It boils down to the responsibility of the individuals. We keep saying it on this program. Everything ultimately comes back to the individual. No matter what laws you pass, what systems you put in place, what processes, what mechanisms, it all boils down to what an individual decides to do, whether consciously or unconsciously, whether advertently or inadvertently, in that moment in time. That is really what it boils down to. We can beseech, we can teach, we can try to coerce and convince. If somebody decides at a moment in time not to do something or to do something, it really is up to that individual at that moment in time.
It should bite them where it hurts most. So they will still take that choice, but them know so when yes, it got cracked in the pocket dearly.
Yeah.
So they have it like that without any sanction and to it that will deter them from doing.
In any case, that would just be a situation where every now and then they have a spot check, and if you are in breach, you are ticketed or otherwise charged, and then you move on. So you still would miss a lot of person.
One have to pay. The others will hear and say, boy, say not worth it. Never work with the system. That's a message you'll be sending with those who...
Oh, yes. And that message, Raskava, will resonate with some people, not everyone. You still have those who my late mother would say, don't care. Don't care. They just don't care.
Let them pay then.
Yeah, if you can catch them. If you catch them, sure.
Right, it must. When you catch them, that's
right.
But I don't want to that is still like my predecessor. Take care of them.
All right, Raskava. Thanks for the call. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Patriotic Jamaican in New York says, Mr. Malcolm, I wonder how many children that caller has in Jamaica. I stayed away from asking him, actually. I was tempted to ask him, but I stayed away from it. Because, again, people are free to have or not have, etc. But anyway, so he says, I wonder how many, Patriotic Jamaican in New York says, I wonder how many children that caller has in Jamaica that he thinks, and if you, I think you mean who he thinks other taxpayers should take care of. It's nice to have children, but it's even nicer to have children that you can take care of. I think it is a sin to bring a lot of children into the world to suffer. Have what you can afford. Have what you can afford to take care of. Got you. Thank you very much, Patriotic Jamaican in New York, for your message. And here is, who is this? Looks like Natalie in Washington Gardens calling through on our text line, which is the same as the WhatsApp number, 876-365-3346. But oops, Natalie, we have a little thing here. Please, let's call you back because we have an interview. We have a scheduled interview coming up now, Natalie. Sorry about that. Sorry about that.
To say I love you, dreams I see.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
3:30. Hose Assembly and Supply HAS is the best at what they do. They supply hoses, fittings, and tools. They guarantee they are unbeatable in price and quality combined. Branded by you as the hose and tool boss with the most effective industrial solutions. Come, experience the joy of shopping with the Hose Boss. Call 876-923-3936 or visit them at 173 Hagley Park Road, 2 Charlesworth Crescent, or Montego Bay Trade Center. HAS would like to thank their customers for over 30 years. Win big this summer. Enter the Gleaner Star Luxurious Escape Competition. Win the grand prize of 2 weekends for two at an all-inclusive hotel plus $25,000 in groceries, weekly cash prizes, and more. Buy a printed copy of the Gleaner Star. Enter the serial number at the front page by texting 876-322-7967 or online at gleanerluxury.com. Competition runs from June 6 to July 10, 2021. See the Gleaner and the Star for details. Your luxurious escape awaits.
I've looked at clouds that way, but now they only block the sun. They rain and snow on everyone. So many things I would have done, but clouds got in my way. I've looked at clouds from both sides now, from up and down, and still somehow it's clouds' illusions I recall. I really don't know clouds at all. Moons and Junes and Ferris wheels, the dizzy dancing way you feel when every fairy tale comes real. I've looked at love that way, but now it's just another show. You leave 'em laughing when you go.
It's my day to show love. It's my day to show someone the light. Today is my day to forgive. It's my day. Do you have an overwhelming problem dealing with right now? Well, you are not alone. Today's challenges make it difficult for many children and youths to survive. Some turn to drugs, crime, gangs, and others lose their way entirely. I am Jermaine Gordon. After the fatal stabbing of the 14-year-old high school student on a bus, I quit my professional job and have since been working to prevent trauma and violence that impacts children and communities. We have created a unique combination of art, music, science, and faith to help them find or activate their genius. On June 26th, we're hosting the Trade It All concert and an encore on June 27th. So your purchase of a ticket immediately goes towards supporting our work with youths and children across Jamaica. Get a ticket now and make a statement that you are not just concerned, but you are doing something about it. You are doing something about the crime, violence, and corruption. It's my day to show love. It's my day to show someone the light.
Listening there to Dr. Jermaine Gordon, who is very well known globally, not least of all right here in Jamaica. And we've had him on this program quite a few times, and it just means he's been busy doing a lot of work, serving. He's an ordained minister of the gospel, international gospel artist, innovator, inspirational author, worship leader, composer, musician, and motivational speaker. And every time he comes to us, it means he's at it again. He's doing something good. He's up to something good. Dr. Jermaine Gordon, good afternoon. How are you?
Good afternoon, my beloved Dervan. I am divinely inspired.
Absolutely. So it should be. And we are hearing that we're getting a little closer to a couple of events.
Yes.
For example, well, first of all, you still have that series on a Thursday for parents.
That's right. And tomorrow we have a guest speaker from the Ministry of Education, the National Parenting Commission. And with the last time, the parents were just blown away, you know. So we're looking forward to tomorrow evening at 6:30.
And of course, you're doing this through Love Has Hands Foundation, of which you're the founder and executive director. You're then going, how for parents and guardians listening to us now, how can they plug in? Is it too late? Can they be a part of that parenting experience tomorrow?
Yes, we'd love to have them on. They can go to the website of the foundation, which is
lovehashandsfoundation.org, and the parenting session is right there at the what you call it, the at the top there, and they can just click on it and they're right into the meeting.
And what time tomorrow is it?
It's going to be at 6:30 in the afternoon.
6:30 p.m.
And I want to tell you, Dervan, you have some people from Canada that don't miss it.
Really? I know Canada is big on family anyway, and so once you go there, chances are you'll be bitten by the bug, the family bug, which is a good bug. Right. So now you were. Today is the 23rd, so in a couple of days you'll be at it again. I mean, you've been busy already in this month of June, and you started with a bang, and it seems you'll be ending the month with a bang.
Certainly.
So
certainly. I almost cried last night as I watched the 13-year-old little girl from Montego Bay singing the national anthem for the opening of that event coming up on the weekend. Beautiful.
Can just imagine.
It gives you a sense of hope. If I had any seed of discouragement in me, I had to just shake it off and say, for her sake, I must continue.
And this charity fundraiser concert happening on the 26th with what do you call it now? You said it earlier on, a sort of a replay. Is it a replay on the 27th?
Yes, it's a virtual concert on the 26th, and we have an encore on the 27th. That's this weekend. So for persons who might miss Saturday night at 8 o'clock on the 26th, they can catch it on Sunday at 3 p.m. And we did this, Dervan, just in case the power people might take your power out after you purchase the ticket and you're not able to watch it on Saturday night. You can always just reach out to us and we let you watch it on Sunday.
Right. Give us a feel of this experience, this Trade It All virtual live concert and after party. And somebody is listening to us and perhaps going, a man of God going to a party. Which party is that? So explain the experience, please.
So it's going to be a concert with myself, Lester Lewis, and Singing Rose. We're gonna have.
I haven't seen Lester Lewis in a long time.
I'm telling you, man, he's on fire.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
And we backed by some young people from down in Montego Bay, singers and musicians. And we also have Flavia Beswick from out of Montego Bay there. She's also on the lineup. We have our poet, our dub poet from Kingston, Latoya Hamilton, very strong dub poetry woman. She addressed the issues head on with in a rhythmatic way, you know.
Yes.
And then we also have a bonus artist come on from the UK. King Arthur himself will be a part of the celebration in the concert. Concert is for 2 hours. Then after that, we say, take off your shoes if you had on one. Get a glass of something that is not so, you know, and tune in with DJ Chini for some dancing and some celebration right there on in the comfort of your own living room.
Yes. And this starts at 8 o'clock Saturday. This Saturday evening, 8 o'clock.
This Saturday evening at 8 o'clock, the concert kicks off.
Where do I need to go online in order to get my tickets first of all, and then ultimately, I guess once I get my ticket, I will know what to do after that in order to log on. But just explain, please.
The persons can get their tickets online just the same at www.spurropen. That's SPURR open.com. That's spurropen.com and /trade it all. So that's www.spurropen.com /trade it all. And for those who might need help or assistance, they can just simply call 383-2358.
And it looks like you got some word from the divine, because I'm looking at looking at your schedule, which has been running for the month of June, Montego Bay Outreach 2021, and then on Sunday, wasn't it? Yes, on Sunday, the the Prime Minister announced a zone of special operation in Norwood, St. James. So it's as if you are feeling something in the friendly city and the greater Montego Bay area and the parish of St. James in general to have so scheduled your Montego Bay outreach and to hear the Prime Minister just Sunday declaring a state of, I beg your pardon, a zone of, no state of, a zone of special operation, which is to achieve in Norwood what has been achieved in what's the name of the original? Is it that first community where the zone in St. James?
I remember where you're talking.
Near to Cornwall Regional Hospital.
Yeah.
I don't know why the name is escaping me now, but sure. The essential point is you felt something, you saw something, and you've acted.
Certainly. And I want to tell you, Dervan, do you know that is the only thing we didn't get done? The community visit to Norwood, we had that as a part of our plan for June, and we just weren't getting the support. I'm not sure if it was that they're afraid down that side or what, but we didn't get the support to make it happen.
Yes.
That's the only thing on my schedule for June outreach in Montego Bay that didn't happen. Now the police have gone down.
Yes. And the good thing is it's not a state of public emergency in that area. It's a zone of special operation, I think the technique is something on I can't remember, a 3-step process where you clear the area, you hold and something else. Yeah, but anyway, so in other words, that is more of a developmental nature, the zone of special operation. But as I said, I mean, you've been doing work in the parish of St. James, and in particular the greater Montego Bay area. In fact, in this concert, you have included two performers from Montego Bay. I think that's what you said earlier.
Yes, we have, and the musicians are also from Montego Bay.
There you go.
Singers are from Montego Bay, and the DJ Chinny, he shares his story on the concert, how he grew up in Norwood, and so he's sharing his story to inspire other young men.
But look at that, even that choice of someone from the community of Norwood, the fact that you were. You, maybe by divine providence, you really had it all worked out, eh?
That's right. Right. It's really God leading, because we didn't hesitate once I got the result that St. James was at the top in terms of these dropouts from grade 9 every year, and so we didn't hesitate at all. We jumped on it right away.
Yes, and well, let's just remind our listeners then. Because I think I interrupted you a few times. So for your tickets, listeners, for the Trade It All virtual live concert and after party, you can get your tickets now. And this is a virtual party, listeners. A virtual one. You can get your tickets at spurropen.com, spurropen.com/Trade It All. That's Saturday evening at 8 o'clock.
That's right.
One moment, please, Dr. Gordon.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
3:45.
And if you miss it on Saturday evening, there is always Sunday for those who plan to be a part of this Trade It All virtual live concert and after party. Tickets at www.spurropen.com, spurropen.com/trade it all. And they remind us what happens when you get the support. I see, for example, admission $9.99 US or 1,449 Jamaican dollars for those who need a justification to spend 1,449 Jamaican dollars or $9.99 US. what are you going to do with this money, Dr. Gordon?
So those who purchase a ticket immediately make an investment into our children's future, because we have spent quite a bit of time designing programs to help them. We need to step back. As a nation, we have to step back and zoom in on how unresolved and unhealed traumas serve as triggers to us reacting negatively towards each other and towards life. There are traumas, Dervan, that we have not yet fully recovered from, and this is
and some of us will never recover.
Yes,
sadly.
This is affecting how we deal with each other, and so this is what Love as Hands Foundation is about. We feed them, yes. We clothe them, yes, but we go more. We go past that. We say that they are a human being with a soul. They have an emotional needs. They have spiritual needs, and so Love as Hands really go the extra mile in terms of reaching our children who have suffered from trauma and violence, and so it serves both as a corrective measure and a preventative. Yeah. We prefer to catch them before it actually happens and prevent it. But when it does happen, we step in to assist just the same with several tools we use.
And I would imagine on your website, you would post happenings and maybe stories of the work done. Can you remind us of the website address for Love Has Hands Foundation?
Right. So it's lovehashandsfoundation.org. Lovehashandsfoundation.org.
Yes. And the website, what will people generally see when they go to your website?
So it will give them an overview as to who we are, what we do, and how they can partner with us, or they can become volunteers, or they can donate. It will also give them some idea of the different projects we're working on, and how these projects really will help in the forward moving of the nation.
Yeah. Right. So listeners, that's where your money goes when you contribute to the Love Has Hands Foundation organization. And an opportunity is coming up this weekend.
That's right.
The Trade It All. Can you tell us the essence of the theme, Trade It All?
Okay, so it's 9 years now since I've released a music project. The first project that most people are aware of, with You Are God and several other hit songs, 4 hit songs. It's the first time in 9 years that I'm releasing a new musical project, and the project is named Trade It All.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
The idea is, don't sit on the fence. Go all in. Immerse yourself. Be where you are. Be into what you're into. We're in a time, Dervan, right, that people are having a conversation with you, and they're on the phone at the same time, and they're watching TV at the same time.
True.
So we're saying, no. Be where you are. Give everything. You are your body, soul, spirit, and you need to make all of that available to whatever you're in. Some people they give part of themselves to their job, part of themselves to their spouse or their significant other. And so we're saying, trade everything. In a similar way that Jesus Christ trade all to give his life for us, we find the genius. We become all that we can become when we give ourselves completely to whatever it is that we're a part of.
Yeah. And it's my late mother would say, if you're going to do it, just do it good and done.
There you go. And we were at a children's home on Saturday in Montego Bay.
Look at that.
We were 98 children, mentally challenged and physically challenged. One of my team members said she didn't know there were so many mentally and physically challenged children in Jamaica. And when we started the music therapy session, oh my God!
I can just imagine. I've seen that before. They
sang their hearts out and they danced their socks off.
Yeah. It does tell you a lot, doesn't it, in terms of some of the things we take for granted and what these things mean to those who are otherwise minded, otherwise enabled, as we like to say.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And one of the other things we tried with them, Dervan, I don't know if you recall in one of our interviews, we talked about the need to reintroduce some words into our vocabulary and begin to retire some.
Mm-hmm.
And we used this on Saturday. We used it to test a word game that we created. It was available digitally, but we printed it for the children. And we used from discussion with the management and the team down there, we look at some of the words that they want to now introduce these children to, and we created a fun find a word game for them to begin that process of reintroducing some words into their vocabulary.
Yeah. It's a multifaceted effort that you've been involved in for quite some time now, and your consistency and stick-to-itiveness are quite palpable. We want to encourage support for the work that you and your team, or should I say your army of volunteers, continue to do. Listeners, for more information, give us the options again. Those who are interested in the Trade It All virtual live concert, those who want to learn more about Love Has Hands Foundation, and those who want to follow Jermaine Gordon's music.
Oh yes, that's important too. So the Love Has Hands Foundation.org, that's the website, and that will give them connection with all our social media: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. That's Love Has Hands Foundation.org. For persons who want tickets for Saturday or Sunday, they can either call 383-2358. That's 383-2358 for assistance. Or they can just log on to www.spurropen.com. That's spurropen.com. SPURR. That's how the spur is spelled. SPURR. Open, the word open. OPEN.com/trade it all to get tickets for the concert. And for persons who love Jermaine Gordon music and want to follow the music, because I'm releasing some new music now to help people who are suffering from insomnia. At 3 o'clock in the morning, they can't fall asleep. I came together with one of the geniuses from Fab 5, and we put together some nice music to help you sleep better at night. And we want to release that project in July, my birth month.
Oh,
who want that?
Well, we look forward to having you back on this program to talk about. That's great. That's great.
So they can go to JermaineDGordon.com.
Yes.
And sign up there. And once they sign up, they'll be notified once the music is ready.
Excellent. Yes, you have so much to keep you busy, and you do it with an energy that seems unlimited. Well, we could.
That's true.
Yes.
That's true. And I want to give a shout out as well, Dervan, to Mr. Bolton, who connected with me through this program as well.
Good.
He has come on, his organization has come on as one of the sponsors. So over the next couple of days, I'm calling different children's home to invite the children to come in. We're giving them free tickets because of his
contribution. Yes.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And so we want at least 1,000 people to be on watching the show on the weekend.
All right. Well, we look forward. Let's just make a note of it. I need to remind myself to post the flyer as well to increase the level of attention, to play our part in getting the word out, because it is indeed a worthy cause, or we could actually pluralize that. It's worthy causes, more than one.
That's
more
true.
than one. Well done as usual, Dr. Jermaine Gordon. We wish you all the best, and we encourage you. Well, you don't even seem to need the encouragement. You're naturally motivated. You're self-empowered and all. But we salute and celebrate you, and we lift you up, and we encourage those who want to make their contribution so to do. You have given them all the details that they need. Well done. Thanks a lot. And as usual, please keep in touch. We're happy that you never fail to keep in touch with us to update us on developments. And we're always happy to provide a platform for you to get the word out there. Well done.
Thank you so much, Dervan, and we look forward to your listeners coming to join us and sing their hearts out and dance their socks off.
Thank you very much, Dr. Jermaine D. Gordon, the founder and executive director of Love Has Hands Foundation. As you know by now, he's an ordained minister of the gospel, international gospel artist, innovator, inspirational author, worship leader, composer, musician, and motivational speaker. And he has been previewing the Montego Bay Outreach June 2021 Trade It All virtual live concert and after party. Get your tickets at spurOpen.com/trade it all. It happens on Saturday evening at 8. And if you miss it for whatever reason on Saturday, you can always catch it on Sunday, the 27th. But they wouldn't mind having, as you heard from Dr. Jermaine Gordon, at least 1,000 people online watching, experiencing, singing along, dancing along. And it's all towards the various projects and outreach programs of the Love Has Hands Foundation. Let's continue now with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website. Go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. Nicola in Mandeville, Manchester, welcome. Thank you very much for staying with us. David Allen says, oh yes, I read that one already. This one from Jennifer in Kencott says, Lord have mercy. What Raskaba said, the floor catch the baby. That was earlier on. Faye Weller says, good afternoon, Mr. Dervan and listeners. Continue to keep up the good work. My people, please stay safe, says Faye Weller. Thank you very much, Faye Weller, for your message. Let's go to YouTube right now. Ras Ayuda says, up, blessings. We have to live with it, so we just learn more about it. Thank you, Ras Ayuda, for your message. Also, Sandra Forrester says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. Good afternoon, Sandra Forrester. Poetry Zone Corner on YouTube says, hi, Mr. Malcolm. Greetings from Dubai. Welcome to you, Poetry Zone Corner in Dubai. All the best to you and all the other Jamaicans and friends of Jamaica in Dubai. Taki Lemqua says, bless up on the downside of the afternoon, Dervan and all on board. Greetings. Greetings to you too, Taki Lemqua. Rose McIntosh in London says, tuned in, Sir D. Good to know you're on board. Rose McIntosh in London. Always a pleasure to have you join us here on both sides of the story. Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. There's more to come after this break.
Flows and flows of angel hair and ice cream castles in the air and feathered canyons everywhere. I've looked at clouds.
At Wellington Dental, they offer cleaning, filling, whitening, and other services for the entire family. The time by Wellington Dental is
4 o'clock.
Flows and flows of angel hair and ice cream castles in the air.
Trending stories in just a moment. ¿Qué hora es en español? En español. Son las 4. Quelle heure est-il en français? Il est 4 heures. 4 heures. 4 heures. 现在几点了？4点。4 in Mandarin means 4. 4 o'clock hour. 4点. 4 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Have you had a checkup lately? If not, now is a good time. Let's not wait till we get sick to get a checkup. How about that? Checking in with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Some trending stories now. Campbell Brown announces retirement. If you missed it, legendary Jamaican sprinter Veronica Campbell Brown has announced her retirement from competitive athletics, bringing to an end one of the most successful careers in international track and field. Campbell Brown, who last month celebrated her 39th birthday, has won 19 medals at the Olympic Games and World Championships level, and 34 as a senior athlete for Jamaica, including back-to-back 200-meter Olympic gold medals. She also won World Championships gold in the 100 at the 2007 Osaka installment and gold in the 200-meter event at the 2011 what was this, championship or Olympics? 2011 in Daegu. Yeah. Championship. And yes, what a journey it has been. Let's see. Oh, let's just back up a bit. She was also a member of gold medal winning 4x100 relay teams at the 2004 Athens Olympics and the 2015 Beijing World Championships. The sprinter, says the Gleaner, made the announcement on her official Instagram account today, which was also recognized as International Olympic Day. How on earth did I miss that one? I'm usually on top of the days. Today's International Olympic Day, and I didn't know about it. Somebody has to be fired. I'm kidding. So let's see. Let's just make sure we put this in the system. We didn't. How did we miss that one? International Olympic Day. International Olympic Day. Yes, indeed. It's either World Olympic Day or International Olympic Day. Same thing, celebrated on this day around the world. We need to make a note of that so that we have it in we'll make sure we don't miss it. All things being well, International Olympic Day. As I said that, I'm remembering Usain Bolt's daughter is Olympia, isn't she? And then, well, he's in keeping with his the speed at which he does things. He and his partner in a short space of time, at least as far as we're concerned, since it was not revealed to us earlier, the next thing we know, Casey gives birth to a pair of twin boys, and one is Thunderbolt. One of them is Thunderbolt, and the other one, Saint Leo Bolt. Listen, these are brands, you know. They already have their brand. So you could already have the St. Leo Bolt brand of shoes. For example, the Thunderbolt brand of, I don't know, whatever. Those are big brands already. And they don't even know anything about brands at their age. But remarkable. Well done to Mr. and Miss, I beg your pardon. Was that a Freudian slip? Maybe that's another thing that is going to happen, and then we only see the pictures afterwards. But surely, congratulations. I don't recall saying congrats before, no, but I've seen the postings. Congratulations to Casey and Usain. Well done. Well done. All the very best to you and your growing family. One suspects this might very well not be it. Maybe Bolt is looking to make a team now because he loves football as well. So maybe he goes for a team, and he can afford to have a team. All right. International Olympic Day. Sorry we missed that one, but let's go back. How did we get there? Because we were talking about Veronica Campbell Brown's announcement of her retirement, and the announcement was made on her official Instagram account today, recognized as International Olympic Day. It is also one day before the start of Jamaica's Olympic trials. And then I've heard someone joking to say, well, after Shelley ran that race, was it 1063? After Shelley did 1063, Veronica said, yep, that's it. That's all I needed to see. It's time to exit the scene. And yeah. So she says here, what a journey it has been. Through the grace of God, I have climbed from a small town in Trelawney, Jamaica, and Trelawney has produced quite a few athletes, not just Veronica and Usain. There's a long list actually. But anyway, this is Veronica now. So she says, what a journey it has been. Through the grace of God, I have climbed from a small town in Trelawney, Jamaica, up the ladder of success to become one of the most decorated women in Olympic Games and World Championships history. All glory to the Lord for my successes, she says. He blessed me with the talent, the will to stay focused, and the requisite work ethics. Well, look at it. Observers now, the story just popped up. The Jamaica Observer just got the news. Well, I don't know. Well, I just got the message from Observer. But the Gleaner has it. Let's continue. Right. All glory to the Lord for my successes. He blessed me with a talent, the will to stay focused, and the requisite ethics. Additionally, he placed authentic and supportive people in my life who served as pillars of strength as I maneuvered the highs and lows which littered my athletic career. As I climbed, I passed the rung of hurt. She's waxing poetic as well, isn't Veronica? That of injuries and rejection, not to mention tears. However, they never quenched my aspiration to grasp the fruits of success and satisfaction. For that, I must venture to say that I am proud and grateful. I want to thank the persons, and here, Veronica Campbell Brown and the rest of us, persons is an overused and often misplaced term. In fact, you don't need to say persons. People is fine. I want to thank the people, but you can talk about one person, but many people. One person, many people. How about that? Or if you're saying in a sentence, the person who, yeah, because you can't say the people who. But you could say that too, depending on the context. Everything all in its proper context. But anyway, let's get back to reading Veronica Campbell Brown's post from Instagram. I want to thank the persons, people, and companies who contributed to my successes. My family, especially my husband at Omar O. Brown, who in the latter years served as my coach. I must mention friends, fans, supporters, sponsors, coaches, and my agent at On Track Management. I could not have done it without your help and support. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. As I take off my spikes, never to put them on again, this girl from Clarkstown walks away happy and contented. I'm just remembering that I've taken a couple of pictures with Veronica Campbell Brown. Those are going to be valued a lot, eh? Don't you think? I must post one of them. She says, as I take off my spikes, never to put them on again, this girl from Clarkstown walks away happy and contented with a race well run. Campbell Brown, who became a mother in 2019, says she will continue to focus on her foundation as well as her line of fitness products. Go, Veronica, go VCB, her own line of fitness products and motivational speaking engagements. All the best to you, Veronica Campbell Brown. All the very best. Let's see now. Limited, more stories trending. Stories. Limited supply impacts second dose vaccinations in Clarendon. A limited supply of AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccines prevented some residents in Clarendon from getting their second jabs today. The shots were being administered on the grounds of the Maypen Hospital. Medical Officer of Health for the parish, Dr. Kimberly Scarlett Campbell, told the Gleaner that Clarendon received only 43 doses for today's exercise, which was insufficient. Oh dear, 43. Yeah, that would be insufficient. I think we're supposed to be getting, has it come yet, the shipment? Or today is Wednesday. I think there should be a shipment. Yeah, that's the story coming out of Clarendon. Let's see what else is trending as far as the Gleaner is concerned at this time. More than $25 million for people affected by Riverton fires. Really? Let's see this one. More than $25 million will be paid out to 21 people who successfully brought claims against the National Solid Waste Management Authority, NSWMA, for personal and other damages suffered as a result of fires at the Riverton waste disposal site in 2012 and 2015. All right, so here's the thing now. There's an error here in the use of the word damage, to say damages here, because you can sue for damages. By all means, you sue for damages. But if you're speaking about something being negatively impacted, an item, an individual, whatever, damage. So that more, let's read it again. More than $25 million will be paid out to 21, here we go again with persons. We really should drop that. It's people. One person, many people. Or if you're speaking hypothetically and you say, some people believe so and so, you wouldn't say some person believe. No, some people believe so and so. Anyway, more than $25 million will be paid out to 21 people who successfully brought claims against the National Solid Waste Management Authority, NSWMA, for personal and other damage suffered as a result of fires at the Riverton waste disposal site in 2012 and 2015. More than $4.5 million will go to people, although they have persons here, will go to people who sustained injuries as a result of a fire at the dump, which started on February 5, 2012. The fire lasted several days, and the smoke abatement process lasted 17 days. Thick, persistent smoke had resulted in toxic fumes blanketing entire communities in the parishes of St. Catherine, St. Andrew, and Kingston, and produced a nuisance to several communities. And these are the words of Minister of Information, Favour Williams, as she addressed today's post-cabinet press briefing. The claimants sustained personal injuries, loss, or damage, and incurred expenses as a result of the fire. They took legal action, and it was found that NSWMA had breached its obligation under the National Solid Waste Management Act of 2001 by failing to take the necessary steps for the effective management of solid waste at the Riverton, at Riverton, in order to safeguard public health. Speaking of Riverton, the Prime Minister, speaking somewhere yesterday, apart from Parliament, not in Parliament, made some, well, let's take the break and come back.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:15. Kite flying is a wonderful pastime and enjoyable hobby. But flying kites near a GPS power line is a no-no. Because the kite can get caught in the power line, cause damage or fire or even death. These damages can be to you, your loved one, your neighbor, or even a stranger. It's so much safer to fly your kite in wide open spaces away from the GPS power lines. Stay safe. Protect life and property. For assistance, call 1-888-225-5577. JPS, powering what matters.
You asked, we listened. You said you wanted back the additional hour. Dear Pastor returns to its usual time from 10 p.m. until midnight.
Oh boy.
Your thoughts on topical issues, relationship matters, questions you want answered, pertinent advice. It all comes together on Dear Pastor with Reverend Dr. Aaron Dumas.
Pastor, some men just feel that what they have in their pants is enough.
He returns to keep your company from 10 p.m. until midnight, right here on Power 106 FM.
Clouds got in my way. I've looked at clouds from both sides now. From up and
I was trying to find the story on Riverton. I think the Prime Minister said something about an agreement or being close to an arrangement where a waste to energy project should kick in, and it might mean the removal of Riverton City or finding another area other than the Riverton City landfill for the disposal of garbage, of waste. I'll see if I can find that. I think I heard a clip. I think it was a voice clip. There's a voice clip. I don't remember where, but I was trying to find it. But I know I heard it. Anyway, that's the story. So who says you can't challenge the state and get redress? Well, people have done it. It's one thing to get up and curse and say, "Oh, the smoke at Riverton," and so on. It's another thing to get together as a group, get a lawyer, and take the matter to court. And here's a case in point. That's what more of us need to do. Right, let's move on. Mind you, it's perhaps not even enough. We don't know the extent of the damage done to the lungs and so on. But so it is. A court has ruled on that. Rochelle Clayton, back to track and field. Rochelle Clayton pulls out of national championships. That's another story trending via the Gleaner. The Gleaner's website. Jamaica's 2019 World Championships 400-meter bronze medal winner Rochelle Clayton has been forced to withdraw from the national senior championships because of a problematic leg injury. We're sorry to hear that. We wish her well. Sorry to hear that. All the best, Rochelle Clayton. And let's see. Well, this is something that has been suggested by the medical doctors and the scientists, the mixing of vaccines. Well, ask the German Chancellor about that. German Chancellor Angela Merkel. She has switched vaccines for second dose. Here's the story. A spokesman for Angela Merkel says the German Chancellor received 2 different vaccines in a conscious effort to encourage people not to be afraid if they are advised to get a mix of vaccines, a mix of shots, a mix of doses. So Angela Merkel is leading by example in that regard. Angela Merkel is leading in that regard. And in just a moment, sorry, responding to a message at the same time, sorry, multitasking, although the experts tell us that there's no such thing. Okay. All right, so let's go back to the story. Back to the story. Where did the page go? Let's do this and that and that and get back to the story. All right. Let's go back. In the meantime, hello, Norman Hines. We see you online. Good afternoon. Thank you very much for joining us, Norman Hines. And hello to Velta Wilson. Good afternoon, Velta Wilson. Thanks for joining us. Velta Wilson is listening from Eastern St. Thomas. Welcome, Velta Wilson from Eastern St. Thomas. Ingrid Gibson Chen, good to see you online. Thank you very much for tuning in and joining us. Did we lose connection? I don't think so. Why are we not? Let's try this again. We were just reading the story about Angela Merkel out of Germany taking 2 separate doses of vaccine, and she says she did it. Her spokesperson said she did it in order to demonstrate to those who are wary of doing it that it can be done. And so that's the story. Let's try and bring it up on a different platform. Merkel vaccine. I just want to make sure we give you the full story. Right, so let's go to Euronews. Angela Merkel given Moderna as second COVID-19 jab after having AstraZeneca as the first. And she's 66 years old. She had received an injection of the AstraZeneca vaccine on the 16th of April after its use had been suspended for a time in Germany following revelations of several cases of blood clots in Europe. Spokesperson then tweeted a photo of Angela Merkel's vaccine certificate as proof of the injection. Use of the AstraZeneca vaccine administered to several German leaders, including the president, Frank-Walter Steinmeier, is reserved in Germany to people aged over 60. Several countries, including Germany, have chosen to use injections of the Pfizer-BioNTech or Moderna mRNA vaccines as a second dose after a first jab using AstraZeneca. More than half, 51.2% of the German population, some 42.5 million people, have received at least one vaccine dose, and 26.3 million, or 31.6%, are fully vaccinated, according to figures published yesterday by the Robert Koch Institute. Sorry, Natalie in Washington Gardens, we should have called you back. Sorry about that. But thank you for calling back.
Hello, Dervan, hearing me?
Hi, yes, we're hearing you.
Do you remember the discussion that you had with the Minister of National Security human trafficking?
Yes.
You know that this matter of human trafficking, I think the government should take it more seriously, because human trafficking, although it comes in different forms, right? There are lots of subtle forms of human trafficking that takes place, and it's overlooked. And I think that we should have a website or somewhere we could go that we could get information on such. Don't you think?
There is a website. There is a website. There is a unit, which is in charge of dealing with this issue. Yeah, there's a whole unit set up to deal with this.
Because the way I was looking at it, you see, if you're working at organizations, you see, and when you look at the pay scale, sometimes you pay scale read the work that you're doing, and maybe the pay scale may be a little bit low, And people may look at it and say, boy, this company is taking on these people as human traffickers and they're just using them because the wage is so low. And maybe we look at the maids and so forth and the people that help us out and say, boy, with the volume of work that they are being doing, plus with the hours they have to travel, this may look as a case of human trafficking.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure that necessarily qualifies. There has to be some ill intent, some illegality in that exercise.
Okay, you have to call me back, Dervan. My credit is out.
All right, we'll call you back.
All right.
Good. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. And let's see if we can get Natalie back online. Natalie from Washington Gardens. Although, again, we're going to another feature coming up at 4:30. So it's still going to be tight. Sorry about that. Natalie in Washington Gardens. But the illegality of the actions would have some bearing. Yeah. So let's get back Natalie to wrap what she was saying. In the meantime, welcome Golden Brown. Good afternoon to you. Hello to Ingrid Gibson Chen. She says, awesome, precious, thanks. And Inez Campbell Brown in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Good afternoon to you. Thank you very much for being a part of the experience, both sides of the story. Taki Lemqua says, no, we read that one already. Courtney Thompson says, thunderbolt and lightning bolt. Yes, indeed. Yes, Natalie, we have a couple of minutes.
Yes, as I was saying, this if you pay a person, right, X, Y, and Z, and you agree at the payment of what they are supposed to get, and when you look at the volume of the work that the person is doing, no matter what the organization may be, this can be classified when people looking at it from the international embassies and so forth as human trafficking.
No, that's not. If you're having such an issue with an employer, you go straight to the Ministry of Labor.
Yeah,
and that's in keeping with to ensure that they're acting in keeping with the labor laws. That doesn't amount to human trafficking.
Yeah, but you see, when you look at it, no, that's the way I'm looking at it. When you look at it, the work can be hard and the pay can be low. Because you have backside workers that complain the same thing. You have workers in the informal hotel sector that do the same.
That's why there are trade unions, and that's why there's the Ministry of Labor.
Yes, but there's a lot of red tape there.
No, there's no red tape. I would prefer, before you say that you go there and report a matter, and then you get back to us and tell us how that matter was dealt with at the ministry.
Yeah, but I'm going by what I hear.
No, that's dangerous.
Going by what I hear.
That's dangerous because remember, as my late mother would say, mouth make for say anything. Mouth turn crossway make for say anything. No, you would have that's not a good way to approach it at all. Yeah, but anyway, it's not human trafficking. That is not human trafficking.
So what do you understand by it then? What do you gain from what is human trafficking? If a person that is...
I'm so sorry that we can't start that discussion right now. We have a guest coming up at 4:30. Let's see if we will be able to call you back after this.
It's just another show. You leave 'em laughing when you...
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:30.
You asked, we listened. You said you wanted back the additional hour. Dear Pastor returns to its usual time from 10 p.m. until midnight.
Oh boy.
Your thoughts on topical issues, relationship matters, questions you want answered, pertinent advice. It all comes together on Dear Pastor with Reverend Dr. Aaron Dumas.
Pastor, some men just feel that what they have in their pants is enough.
He returns to keep your company from 10 p.m. until midnight, right here on Power 106 FM.
Diaspora Check-In during both sides of the story is brought to you by GK Western Union. Receive money directly into your bank account today.
They say I've changed, well something's lost, but something's gained in living every day. I've lived that life from both sides now, from win and lose, and still some.
¿Qué hora es en español? Son las 5:29. Quelle heure est-il en français? Les 5:29. 现在地点了5点加29分. 29 minutes to 5 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Have you done your homework yet? If not, now is a good time. Good afternoon to all the schoolers listening to us, all the students from the early childhood level to the secondary level. Trust you had a productive day of learning today. Hope you also managed to get in some physical activity, just as important as mental activity. As we always say, young people, socialization makes you educable. Education makes you trainable. Training makes you employable. And the right attitude makes you successful. Homework time, young people. And parents and guardians, do you know where your children are? Are they where they're supposed to be? Doing what they're supposed to be doing? It's a good time to check up on the children. A good time for us to check in on this week's edition of Diaspora Check-In with our very special guest, Jamaica's Honorary Consul in Atlanta, Georgia, who is an educator and an entrepreneur of international repute. She is the founder of the Elaine Bryan Foundation, and they do a lot of work, not just in the state of Georgia, but also right here in Jamaica, especially in the area of STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Although, you know, because of our background, we never leave out the arts. So we like to talk about STEAM, science, technology, engineering, the arts, and mathematics. We like to say without the arts, STEM has no STEAM. Let's find out if our guest agrees. Dr. Elaine Grant Bryan, how are you?
I'm fine, Mr. Malcolm. I just really like how you kept us abreast of all the current events during your show today as I listening, whenever I had a little customers left, I would listen back into your program. Yes. And it was very interesting to hear the different things happening in Jamaica. And then I realized you could be an English teacher. I'm like, you have so many careers. You could do, public speaking, tips on public speaking, yes. And also, English,
yes.
English language.
I actually have been, I have been doing that for most of my life, actually. Public speaking training sessions, like voice and speech training sessions, etc.
Hidden talent, yes. Hidden talent.
Well, thank you very much for loading me up like that.
Yes, yes.
But so now, a number of things. Let's start. First up, can you give us a sense of how you have been finding the position of Jamaica's honorary consul in Atlanta, Georgia? I want to start there because I always like to remind people that an honorary consul does not get paid. out of their own pocket, sometimes their own little office space. They create a little desk there or something. They are
Yes.
service. This is service to Jamaica at an international level, and we should never underestimate the value of having such an individual as we do right now in the person of Dr. Elaine Grant Bryan. Please give us a sense
Yes.
of how you have been settling in to
Yes.
this position.
Thank you, Mr. Malcolm. You know, 3 years ago, when I started, you actually came to the office and you noticed I have 4 conference rooms. And basically, after 3 years, the serving Jamaicans have like taken up at least 90% of the space because the need is great in this region. And because the offices in Jamaica were closed, they were coming to me, the customers for pension question, or the pensioners. A lot of those opportunities that they had in Jamaica, they were closed because of the pandemic. So my office became like for everything, if they needed something signed Gregory, my husband, as you know, he has been very good with helping with the IT portion of what I'm doing. So what we realized, half of the services could be done online. So say, for example, if somebody wants to renew their passport or to become a citizen, we realized we could email them those documents. The ones who are not savvy to go and download it from the computer, that's very user-friendly, we were able to email those documents to them. And I also installed a Dropbox so that the people who wanted help, and after they talked to the workers in the office here, we would tell them exactly what to do. So once they drop off the documents, everything is done well. And all I needed was, my part to sign and stamp. And we usually have 7 persons helping. Because of the pandemic, we have 4 persons. And many of the time, the people who work here, they had families. Some of them had to leave Georgia to go to other states because the family got sick. So we we organized it in such a way where we could help everybody and still, continue the service. We haven't closed at all during the entire pandemic. We have remained open.
That is quite remarkable, because there are so many other similar operations which have been minimized or otherwise closed, and to think that you've worked through it all, that in and of itself is quite remarkable. The other thing we have noticed, Dr. Grant Bryan, is this recognition of pioneers in the state of Georgia, Jamaican pioneers. What prompted that decision on your part to celebrate, salute, highlight, promote these Jamaican pioneers, these foundation Jamaicans?
Yes, Mr. Malcolm, what happened is, since I started to visit the nursing homes and to go to churches in the community, because my mission was to meet every Jamaican. And I say I'm going to meet them in the churches, because certain areas in Georgia here, many of the Jamaicans are members of the churches. So I decided, okay, I got all the names of these churches and I started to visit. Some of my friends had relatives in the churches, so they would tell me, which one have the most Jamaicans. And I just had a mission from I started. Some of my friends hosted an event, and many Jamaicans came, and I had a plan to visit 2 churches each month. And so I just started to do sometimes 3 churches. If I could do 2 in one day, I did that. And I got hundreds of names of Jamaicans who have not really integrated with other Jamaicans. They kind of are more on the outskirts. And then after that, I realized, a lot of Jamaicans who came here, the mature Jamaicans, they have made significant dent in the society, but nobody knows.
Yes.
And that's when I said, listen, this was during the pandemic when people were shut in. I went to one particular nursing home and they say you couldn't come in, and then one lady said, okay, if you cover up and mask up and have on, they put thing over me and all protective gears.
Yes.
I could come in, and the Jamaican was so sad, and I said, wow. So I started to do flowers and flags, take a flag to them and basket with flowers, and I noticed that helped. And then when the pandemic started in 2019, so by the end of early 2020, like January, I decided, this is the year I'm going to have the celebration of our Jamaicans, because I've never seen it done. Yeah. I didn't see anybody laud the Jamaicans who have served others. And I decided I'm just going to start it. I've not seen it done in America. I've seen it done in Jamaica, where they have their awards every year for many years, and I've been watching it on TV and all that. But I've never seen it done in America with those kinds of Jamaicans who are pioneer types. They came here early when the prejudice was very high.
Yes.
And they were able to navigate, and if they did not do a good job, today we would have it hard in the South, because the South is nothing like New York and California, where my sister lives.
True, because
I remember in the South.
I remember interviewing Dr. What's his name now? On Saturday, I interviewed him.
Dr. Noel Erskine. He's
Dr.
from Emory.
Erskine. And when he talked about Stone Mountain, and that was essentially Ku Klux Klan territory.
Yeah, it was the headquarters.
Yes, and that Jamaicans just took over the place.
Yeah, they decided to integrate.
Yes.
Integrate the area.
So, I mean, I found that quite remarkable. Only Jamaicans could do something like that.
Right. And Mr. Malcolm, as we write our stories, these stories have to be written down, because they are significant stories.
Absolutely.
Jamaicans love Jamaica. We all love our country, and we came to the States to improve ourselves and to improve our lives of our families. And in doing so, it's quite a challenge.
Yes.
So, I just thought it was significant, and I'm so grateful to you for understanding my vision and desire to promote Jamaicans abroad. And then the Gleaner did a very nice feature. JIS also, called on me and interviewed me about this. And so I just think it is so great that you, being such a good broadcaster, realize the importance of this. It takes a certain vision.
Yes. Well, we love history, and we love to honor and support and celebrate our people. But senior citizens hold a very special place in our hearts, especially those who have served publicly, have given of themselves publicly. They deserve all the accolades that they get.
Exactly. And that is why Mr. Richie, Denzel Dixon, Dr. Erskine, Mr. Basil Smith, those are persons who have served.
Yes.
And I just think it is so important to remember those. That's why I'm glad you picked Father's Day weekend for the men, and you also gave time to the Women's Month. So that was very commendable of you, and all the people here are very excited about the fact that you did not have to do it. The fact that you took the time to celebrate and acknowledge these Jamaicans who have done so well here. Absolutely,
and we wouldn't have it any other way. The other thing now is, in talking about Jamaicans, we need to talk about you from the standpoint of your work. You haven't shaken the dust. You have never shaken the dust of Jamaica off your feet. You remain connected in terms of and interested in supporting especially our young people here in Jamaica when it comes to technology, for example. And let's just take the break and come back, and we'll have you talk about that in terms of the work of the Elaine Bryan Foundation in engaging students here, assisting students right here in Jamaica and also in Georgia.
Both sides now, from up and down.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:45.
I really don't know.
Que hora es en espagnol? Son las 5 menos 15. Quelle heure est-il en français? Les 5 heures moins 15. 现在几点了？5点cha shi wu fen. 15 minutes to 5 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Good afternoon to all working Jamaicans tuned in to both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM. It's a good time for us to ask ourselves, how productive have we been today? How productive have we been today? We can tell you that our Jamaica's honorary consul in Atlanta, Georgia, has been very, very productive. And we're happy to have her as our guest on this week's edition of Diaspora Check-In here on both sides of the story of Jamaicans at home and abroad. Dr. Elaine Grant Bryan, thank you so much for holding the line. And we right now want to hear about the work of the foundation, the Elaine Bryan Foundation, especially as it relates to the Jamaican component, where you continue to support and assist and provide for students right here in Jamaica.
Yes. As you know, we have been having an annual event at the Ritz-Carlton where you have come and played a major role. And we thank you for that over many years. And the thing is, when the pandemic hit, we realized, wow, you know, one of the missions have always been for us to support Jamaicans through technology.
Yes.
And we started that, I don't know if you remember, when the Kemi Mutombo came to the event along with the UWI executives years ago, maybe 8 years ago.
Yes.
And it so happened when this happened, where we had the virus, we decided, okay, we'll just do everything online. And I remember contacting Miss Kamina Johnson-Smith, our senator from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, and she came on. She came on the Zoom along with the former ambassador who has now retired. And, you know, it was such a delight to have them both to celebrate the students from UWI. Also, the Congressman Hank Johnson, who you may have met many times in Chicago, in Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
And so he came on with his team, and then the entire Microsoft corporate office, like 10 of them came from different regions in the USA and actually saluted the students and, you know, helped to mentor them. Some of my mentees who I took to Jamaica when I started education in Chicago in 1985, some of those students are now adults, and one of them worked for Steve Harvey, and they all came on the Zoom, and they have decided to mentor the students. And, you know, all the students who did their assignment got laptops, and everyone got scholarship, all of them. In fact, one of them is in the States now, and doing some internship with pay, and she just received her laptop. But basically, every child has been helped who, once they do the work, which is not a lot, we try not to overburden them because we know, you know, it's not easy. Mm-hmm. But we make sure we provide the software. They get scholarship to get in the program. They get a computer if they don't have one. And some of them have actually been to Georgia to Microsoft office. Joshua Swaby, I don't know if you remember him, but he and his mom have been very much involved, you know, over many years. And he returned to UWI, and he's now graduated working in Jamaica.
Lovely.
So it's not just a talk business, you know, it's like a lot of results.
Yes. Yeah, and so it should be. How are you able to do all of this, though? You in terms of the work of the foundation, how do you get the support that you need? I mean, I know you mentioned the luncheon as a major fundraiser, but surely you must have been able to forge some key partnerships which have put you in a position to be able to help these students.
Yes, what happened is I should mention when I just started, I mentioned it to Jamaica National Bank, JN Bank, and they jumped on board. They were my first sponsors, when I just started.
Yes.
Microsoft came on first, and then, JN Bank would help me sponsor some of the students, and then different people would, every year I had more and more sponsorships, Buckhead Dental, and One Medical Center, Lane Law Group. A lot. Even this year I'm doing it. I did one Father's Day, and a lot of persons offer, do you want me to sponsor? No, I have enough sponsorship. Because, they want to, I'm talking about people who know me in business in Georgia. And I said no, because now the Hawks has taken on the some of the expenses, and I think that is just the greatest.
Yeah, that's big news. Just explain that to our listeners, please, the significance of that.
Well, we have a team, Atlanta Hawks in Georgia, and the basketball. That's what the Kemba Mutombo got famous from the basketball. Remember him?
Yes.
He's like, from Congo, Africa.
Mm-hmm.
So, so I have been in that circle for many, many years. And then one day the Hawks people just contacted me and said, oh, you're doing so much for students. We really think you're doing a great job. Could you and your husband come to one of our games? And they treated us like VIPs and, treated us so well. And I was just so amazed at the different things that they're offering to help the students with. So, it's a matter of being at the right place at the right time and having good relationships. Because I said to them, did somebody introduce you to me? They said, no. We researched and found you. And then we check with Microsoft people and they say, you have been so good, you work hard and your word is true. And so they just decided to be with me and my husband, and to help us with the students and to help us market our program. So on Father's Day, we had about 70 persons online. And I have one of the young person from JIS, and he's so good. And he came online and did a little jingle for me, and I'm going to show it to the Hawks team as well. But I realize there's a lot of partnerships we can do with Jamaicans because Jamaicans are very talented.
Oh, yes.
I mean, that's some of the most talented persons I've ever met in my life live in Jamaica. And those are just facts.
Absolutely.
If they just got the right connection and the right exposure, they would be like, there would be no room for any kind of, I heard a man complaining that the rich people should help the young people. And so, yeah, there are a lot of room for that if we have genuine partnerships.
Yes.
Like the young person's partner with persons who can afford it. And sometimes you have to go global to find those partners.
True. Well, it's we've certainly enjoyed this conversation, Dr. Brian. But what I want to also point to is the fact that you seem to have the perfect partner in your husband. The support. I've seen you two operating together and separately, and you have a synergy. And he does so much work as well, and does it always with a smile. It must be quite something to have such a partner.
Yes. He is the best person that I could really have with this kind of passion and vision that I was born with.
Yes.
Sometimes these things you cannot they cannot be. These are not things that you can manufacture. You're born with these DNA in your,
Yeah.
From when I was a little girl, I wanted to serve from I was a child in Jamaica. And, I came to America and I've been serving in whatever way I can. When I was in Chicago, I served. And my husband now, Gregory, he has his own passion, which is to get his pilot license. And I'm going to make sure he gets his pilot license because this is what we are, he's working on that. And I'm there with him 100% until he's complete with the pilot license.
Oh,
because he
lovely.
started it and he didn't finish. And you know, he has been there for me so much because of the pandemic. You know, the IT, $300 an hour to talk to an IT person.
Oh no.
And you know, I mean, he's always doing IT work. We had to do it where when somebody comes to the door of the consulate, we can stay in and talk to them from outside. And it's a lot of technology.
Yes.
And between Gregory and the way he works with Microsoft, they really love him at Microsoft Corporation. And so everything was like clockwork. I was able to serve hundreds of Jamaicans through the pandemic. And something else happened to Mr. Malcolm that you need to know.
Tell us.
The U.S. passport office has not been accessible. So the Jamaicans who were born here, they are having it hard to get their passports. So many of them now are doing it where they become citizens so that they can use that citizenship to get the Jamaican passport. And PICA has been really, really first world.
That's a passport, immigration, and citizenship agency.
Yes, I have to tell you that. Passport, immigration, and citizenship. Without them, because part of my mission was to get Jamaicans, second and third generation, be interested in their homeland.
Yes.
The motherland. And if you notice when you spoke with one of them on Saturday, Tenzel Dixon's grandson, James
Bell, yes.
Yeah, he just got his citizenship like last week since we start this campaign.
Nice. No, you're
so there is
sorry, go ahead.
so there is a motive to get the second and third generation Jamaicans more interested and connected to Jamaica, because some of them, you know, they're doing well abroad financially and socially. So there's not a desperate need to connect to Jamaica like we older ones have. You know what I mean?
Oh, yes.
So I just think this relationship with Passport, Immigration and Citizenship Agency should be valued, because without that PICA working to get the younger ones interested in Jamaica, there could be a disconnect that could prove to be a big loss for Jamaica as the older ones leave us.
Yes, indeed. Well, before we have to wrap, because news is coming up at 5 o'clock our time,
Yes.
6 o'clock your time. Want you to leave some information for those in the state of Georgia who, for whatever reason, have never been in touch or just wanting to know how to get in touch with the honorary consul, Jamaica's honorary consul in Atlanta, Georgia. Dr. Brian, what's the best way to stay in touch and to follow?
Yeah, the best way to stay in touch with our office is info at JamaicanConsulateAtlanta.org. info at JamaicaConsulateAtlanta.org. Consulate is CONSULATE, Atlanta.org. And the reason why the email is so good is that we will answer your question in 24 hours.
All right. Good. Very good. So that's info at JamaicaConsulateAtlanta.org.
Yeah, Jamaican.
Jamaican, I beg your pardon. Jamaican Consulate Atlanta.org. Where, and for the foundation, because we're...
For the foundation is info at Elaine Bryan, info at ElaineBryanFoundation.org.
All right.
Info at ElaineBryanFoundation.org.
All right, we're out of time, Dr. Brian. Thank you so much. We need to do this again. All the best.
Yes.
Well done.
Diaspora Check-In during both sides of the story was brought to you by GK Western Union. Receive money directly into your bank account today.
We're out of time. Thanks, everybody. All things being well, both sides of the story returns tomorrow afternoon, 2 to 5. Till then, take care.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
5 o'clock.
News, comprehensive, powerful, and credible.
Power 106 FM now presents a simulcast of Radio Jamaica's News at 5.
Good afternoon. I am Dervan Gordon. Coming up in the news segment of Beyond the Headlines today, Wednesday, June 23, 2021. COVID-19 vaccine being donated to Jamaica by the U.S. will be the Pfizer brand. Health Minister apologizes for the situation, which has led to overcrowding at vaccination sites and the turning away of persons. Government to fork out more than $20 million to compensate persons who suffered losses caused by fires at the Riverton disposal site. Curfew in August town extended. In business news, gas prices to reach a record high tomorrow. The discussion segment of Beyond the Headlines with Dion Jackson Miller comes up after this newscast. The news is brought to you by Flow, connecting more communities to fiber-fast internet. Visit a Flow store to join